Welcome to Transparent Conversations, Elevated Exchanges. It's Friday night, so it must be Friday Night Live on YouTube.
Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's not Friday night, it is Saturday night. So we're recording Friday Night Live on Saturday night. We should be used to this routine by now because this is the second time I'm doing this. Maybe the third time, I don't know. Having a problem with Friday nights, but I'm happy to be here on Friday night recording it. As long as I'm here, I'm staying close to the commitment and getting things done. All right, welcome to Transparent Conversations, Elevated Exchanges. I am Calvin, or CPJR if you know me, or the Melancholy Guy if you feel me. It is not Friday, it's Saturday. It's Friday. So it's Friday Night Live, and we are live on YouTube. It's Saturday Night Live. So we're live on YouTube. Not to be confused with the original Saturday night. We are not Saturday Night Live SNL. Do not sue me. I will desist. We'll talk about it. I will desist. Don't tell me. I'm gonna stop doing it right now. Okay. So we are elevated tonight. I'm sorry, that's not what I'm supposed to do. This is episode 11.72. That's episode 11, 72 days. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, you might want to ask me about the 72 days. All right, getting up there, right? All right, so we are elevated tonight, as you can tell. Yeah. So this is Grow West is 7.0 from Grow West. It's a trimmed flower. It's like 21%. It's an indica. It's nice. It's nice. It's very nice. But it is a heavy indica, so you will be sleepy. It's really like a head body sleep. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. All right, so what we doing? Let's do the check-in. So yeah, another week down. Another week down. Actually, have been getting some good news. I think have a couple of interviews scheduled for next week. Started getting calls on Thursday. So I might have 3 or 4. Actually, I had 3 calls. Yeah. So yeah, I'm waiting to schedule 2 more interviews. So hopefully some is coming up soon. The only thing I want to do is be able to get to Cannabis Fest, National Cannabis Fest in when is it? In July 18th. That's my goal. If I can get there, I'll be happy. If I don't get there, I'm fine too. Happy is not. I'm at peace. Regardless, everything's going well. So yeah, everything's going well. So I got out the house and actually did get to my appointment. Got that money straight. So things are going good. Things are going all right. They're peaceful. It could be better. It will be better as long as we can get the. So last week I did do a political show. I had to talk about the politics just to get it off me, and it don't look it's getting any better. It's not getting any better at all. One thing I want to say one thing about it. Just remember this. We used to think about how did Hitler get a country to follow him to war and the genocide. Just look at look out in the current streets and see who's following orders. For just orders. One thing I want to say about this, the deportations, right? And the roundup. I'll say detentions. Just the roundup. The way they're doing it. You know what I mean? Like I was just seeing about going to a high school graduation and taking parents that are watching their children graduate. That's just cruel. That's just cruel. So I'm saying, if it was about law and order, why not do it orderly? Why do it in a fashion that's causing strife and pain and being cruel, right? It's not about deportation. It's about cruelty. All right, so look at the people that are following the orders. They don't want to show their faces. That's how proud they are for what they're doing, in our country. All right, so let's keep on going. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So other than that, I'm happy to have some interviews. I hope to have some good news soon. Everything else is going as well as it should be. I'm keeping busy trying to get healthy. I need to get healthy. I want to get a check. Everything's fine. Everything's fine medically. Just myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I think last night I am like on an indica, But then I still couldn't sleep well because I couldn't breathe because it's, the pollen has really been heavy. And I've been taking a couple walks, walking around the neighborhood, getting outside, and it's definitely affecting me, the pollen. So just keep going, I guess. Keep going. All right, so I think, so last week was a heavy show. We're going to do a light show. We're going to talk about a subject that, go back to, what are we going back to? Ethical non-monogamy. But first, right, let's talk about the food of the day. Food for thought. I told you.
Tries to come at it from the other end, but when it comes to wanting to shift the way that you function, to get better or to perform better or to move away from things like addictive behaviors, it's absolutely foolish for any of us, me included, to think that we can do that by changing our thoughts first. Actually, the way to control our nervous system and feel the way we want to feel is to run that backwards. So if you change your behavior, then generally your thoughts, your feelings, and your perceptions change. Mood follows
This has
action.
like been my mantra forever.
So that right there's food for thought. You see, I changed from she and ye. Someone else. This caught me about change, right? He's definitely right. I've been trying to change some behaviors for 4 years now and could not change them till now. I knew I had to do something drastic to stop, and I did, and that now stopped. But I'm also changing my behavior, right? I'm doing things differently. Not trying to, follow through with. Not trying to just go, because I noticed last time, what I'm saying after from my relapse in 2020 till up to now, how I constantly thought that I could just change my mind. Like every week, right? I would just come up and say, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go shopping here, do this, pay this bill, blah, blah, blah. But had no proof or no way of knowing if I would actually do it, and I didn't do it for like 20 days. Now, and he's right, and I could never figure out why. I would have everything that I exactly want to do planned out, spreadsheet, budget, plans, lists, and I would do none of it, because that's not what I was doing. And I couldn't change it. So I had to do something to change my behavior. So I do believe that what he's saying is correct, because I do feel differently now. As when I go out to do what I need to do, I go out and do exactly that, what I need to do. Because before, I think I would all of a sudden feel this anxiety, not from what I was getting ready to do, but what my body wanted to do, I guess. That's probably it. And then I would go and do that. I think my body would feel relief. It didn't. It just feel more anxious the whole time. Excuse me. So now I'm going around with like almost no anxiety, and it's just different. It's just a different feeling. And then even if the thought does pop in my head, right? I'm able to just say, hey, you know what? That's not where you want to go, because you already know that's headed towards, a bad time. That's headed for some major level anxiety. And why would you do that when life is great over here? So, that's that. So start making the change first. Start doing the change you want. You have to start doing it manually. Like, I guess, not manually, but just start doing it in order to change your mind. So just try to do something different. I don't know what's going to take. That's what I'm saying. Like, I used to think it was easy to stop. It's not easy to stop. That's another thing, though. I really know that if I do this, it's not going to stop. I can't do this for the rest of my life. I don't want to. So I guess that was a really good food for thought. Switched it up a little bit. I'll have the link in the bio, and I have the guy's name. I should say what it is. Andrew Huberman, How to Change Your Life. That was just a clip, of course. But I'll have the link to the clip, and then you can look up and see the whole thing if you want to. That's exactly right. That's been proven out in my life, and what I'm doing right now. All right, so okay, so we're gonna get to the conversation. All right, so I'm not trying to have this going on all night. The last episode was like, I was going to have that short. So the structure is going to be like this. This is something I'm going to have. I'm going to keep it. I like the structure. Wednesday night on the recap show, they'll probably just pick up on current events. Maybe it's going to be some politics. It's just something I wanted to talk about that's going on. in society, in my life, just something that's current, right? Not exactly something I really want to share that I've been thinking about, or a philosophy I want to implement to my life, or something I want to, share with you. So speaking of sharing, if you get a chance, please like, share, subscribe this podcast, YouTube channel, episode, the thing that I'm using to work on my life or work on changing my life, right? I don't know who this thing is for. It's for nobody, it's for somebody. But this is me going through recovering my life after a bunch of years of living with a terrible addiction. Yeah. I guess you could just go to meetings. That might work for you. So if you want to go to meetings, do that. Do whatever it takes to get yourself, straight. I have no recommendations for you. I have absolutely none. Because, we all got to do it our own selves. So tonight, we're going to be talking about BDSM. And I said be intentional. I said be intentional because BDSM is a tricky one, right? And we're all talking about ethical non-monogamy. So we've been talking about swinging, what's it called? Swinging, and what else? NSA, not the NSA. Open relationships, polyfidelity. We were talking about unicorns, things like that, right? We've been talking about conscious monogamy. I recommended a book called Design of Relationships. If you really wanted to craft your relationship that's going to work for both you guys in the long run, not just accept any advice from everybody, just what's going to work for you two in your relationship, in your monogamy. It's called like conscious monogamy. You may want to try that. Yeah, you might want to try that. Conscious monogamy, you know what I mean? Like, what can you do? Can you not even look at a woman? Is that a bad thing? Can you say anybody's name? Is that gonna be a problem? You know what I'm saying? Can I go to lunch with a woman or not? My coworker, can I go to work with her? These things need to be discussed because they're gonna come up. You know what I'm saying? But if you're gonna be a cheap piece of shit, just do that, or tell the person you're gonna do that, and then don't get married. You don't have to really, because you don't have to cheat, right? You don't have to cheat because if you want to tell the truth and be a good person or a evolved person, a woke person, then you might think about ethical non-monogamy. And that's what I've been talking about. That's my intersection. Addiction and monogamy. Addiction and ethical non-monogamy. I don't know. All right, so. All right, so let's talk about BDSM. Might not want to be this elevated next time, right? I think you're right about that. All right, so I think something's getting in my throat. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so let's talk about BDSM. BDSM is bondage, discipline, sadomasochism. And when I say be intentional, what I'm saying is that should not be your first thought if you want to be ethically non-monogamy. I don't know what the calling is for ethical for BDSM. It's on the I'm gonna play a video too. It's on the it's under the ethical non-monogamy umbrella, but all of BDSM isn't sexual, right? Some people get off on the pain, the domination, being dominated, or dominating, or being submissive. That probably may appeal to them, but I don't really know how you get around to it or get attracted to it. The only reason I know about it is because it's an ethical non-monogamous community, and a lot of people come into ethical non-monogamy through BDSM, or once they get involved with ethical non-monogamy, they get introduced to BDSM. Now, the reason I say be intentional about it, because this is the only relationship style that I know of or heard of that has caused people physical harm. Right? Not physical harm from the actual scenes. Let's say they're like getting used to the spanking with the cat tails or even with the whip. It's usually done in a way that's not painful or overly painful. It's enough, right? It's a scene. Usually the suggestion is you don't go if someone's looking for a submissive, don't be the one they're looking for, right? You should be looking for a dom. If that's what you want to do, because there's a lot of abusive relationships that happen because people aren't really into BDSM. They just want to be misogynistic and cause women pain. So be careful. There's a lot of different ways to get into it. You know what I'm saying? They have these things called munches and things like that. I'm going to play this video first, and then when we get back, we'll talk about it.
At the end of this video, you're going to have an understanding about the difference between BDSM myths and reality. If you want to know more about having better relationships that lead to a better you, hit subscribe and the bell. I'm Amanda Pisciuco. I'm a certified sex therapist, and I'm getting my PhD in kink consciousness, meaning a combination of BDSM and kind of like Tantra. So you should stay tuned because you'll get a free excerpt on a Shibari demo video. Let's get to it. What is BDSM? BDSM stands for bondage and discipline, dominance and submission, and sadism and masochism. So all of those things together, basically BDSM is this idea of kinky and non-traditional relationships. So some of you might ask, what's the difference between BDSM and abuse? A lot of people say BDSM is abuse. That's a myth. So BDSM and abuse are different. With BDSM, there is consent, trust, and a state of mind. What is the intention of these people who are getting together to do this scene? BDSM is basically an intersection of power dynamics and sexuality and sexual expression. Another common myth, it's all about toys. Yes, there are floggers and whips and chains and rope. That's all very fun and exciting, but BDSM is not all about the toys. BDSM, I'd like to say, is a lot about the mindset and the connection between the people that are involved. Another myth, BDSM always incorporates fetishists. That is not true. When you have a fetish, the definition of a fetish is something that you need in order to get off. So here's the thing, in BDSM, a lot of people are kinky, but they really don't need a certain object like the stockings or like the heels to actually get them to the point of orgasm. So that's the difference between a fetish and BDSM. What are myths that you've heard about BDSM as we're on our list? Comment them below. Another myth, BDSM's all about pain. Well, no, people who are masochists and sadists, they engage in pain. There are many people who engage in BDSM and really don't like pain. They actually really like pleasure. So they engage in BDSM with things that they perceive as sensual, even things like temperature control. Next myth, bondage is always mechanical. I would like to make the point that bondage is not mechanical. Check out this Shibari demo video. You're really gonna like it, and you're gonna get this insider view into what bondage can actually look like. This is one style of bondage, but bondage actually has a lot to do with the mind and the intention rather than the props that are used. Of course, you can use leather, rope, many other things, but I think that you're gonna have a very interesting and different feeling about bondage after you check out that video. Next myth, all people who are in BDSM were abused or taken advantage of as children. That is not true. I know that because of 50 Shades of Grey, one of the things that has happened is people believe, oh, you get into this because of child abuse. Here's the thing, I've seen many people who are into BDSM, and not everyone has a history of abuse. There are a lot of people who have a history of abuse in general, and they turn out to be into BDSM and also turn out to be into vanilla sex. So there is nothing that signifies that. There's a bunch of research on it, and from the research that I've been reading in my PhD program, nothing has shown that yet. I will make another video if that turns out to not be true with the research article, and I'll let you know. So if you really liked this video, I hope that you'll click like and subscribe to catch my new videos. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them and I'll try to address them. And also, you can catch me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Sex Healer. I make a new video and drop it every week, Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you then, and thanks for watching. Of course, if you like this video, click like. Bye!
Okay, and I will have her information in the show notes. You can click on that. That video is called "What is BDM versus Kink?" So basically, so yeah, you might like to get choked. You know why you have it. Disclaimer: this is my truth. It's not your truth. We walk on our truth over here. We know our truth. We walk on our truth, and what else we do? Oh, we recognize somebody's trying to pull us from our truth. That's the friction. For me, it's anxiety. So I'm not anxious right now. So, yeah. If you are, you can leave. Bye. All right. So, what I was saying is, yeah, the whole BDSM versus, would I give information? Yeah. So it'll be, like I say in the show notes, you can click on it and watch some more of her information. Yeah, so I was saying like BDSM a kink, like you want to choke somebody or like to be choked or want to be whipped. It's a flogger. That's what I was thinking about, not a whip. Or a cat. It's a cat and nine tails, but it's like a flogger. So this whole thing, right? BDSM, I mean, it may seem very interesting when you see it, right? You'll see, because it involves a lot of leather, clothes, the way they dress. They have like collar ceremonies and like I said, they have munches where they go and meet up. And that just get to know each other, because that should be a very trusting community, right? Because people are doing scenes, right? And some of the scenes, like I've seen people, you know, the roping, tying with rope. That she said, Shabari, tying with rope. That's the bondage part of it. And there's people who really like to tie knots. Some people like to be tied up. There's some people like to have hooks put in their back, and they hung from a ceiling or suspended in a way that they like it. And they said the pain releases endorphins. Yeah, you can see that. They'll just have the flow blood, all the hooks in their backs and they're hung up. It's quite something. And that's seductive, right? You may see that and you might be like, oh, I want to try that, you know, but I don't really know what to call this, right? Like I said, I was around it, try a little bit of it. It's not for me. I'm not a dom. I'm not a submissive. I am, you know what I'm saying? It's just some things caught my eye, and the same thing may happen to you. That's why I'm saying be intentional about it, because it's going to be interesting. And the thing is, right, this is one thing I always carry a warning with, because two people that I've known got involved in this and got hurt physically because the guy wasn't really a dom, right? He was just abusive. And that happens a lot. If you go on these sites, if you're a woman, you will be approached in order to, you know, be a sub, you know, because they'll be your dom. And usually telling you they're not probably be your boyfriend too. A lot of times it should be very informal. That's why I say you try to go to join some groups. I know Black and Poly on Facebook, they have some groups of people that deal with BDSM, so it'll be good to ask them questions and things like that, because you don't want to get hurt, right? Like I said, it's the only thing that I say, go into it. Like I said, I've told people that are very happy in the thing. They show their pictures from their little takeovers. They're all wearing leather. They got the collar. I like the collars, right? I like the collars. I wouldn't buy a collar with somebody, and that means that I guess that's when you like the. It's like, I guess in this world, it's like dom sub. You collar somebody, that's your sub, right? So, yeah, and you know, the reason also that we talk about BDSM is because you could be like, let's say if I was to get with someone and I'm not really into BDSM, right? I could just leave it, right? Not for me, right? Especially at this time. She may have a partner that's into it, right? So I have to know what's going on, their collar and everything. I would have to know that and be okay with that. So. I'm saying, if you choose this way, the right way, the way of light and love and beauty, you're gonna have to learn some. You have to learn some things and be able to just be ready for like anything to come home at any given day. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let me tell you the two times that one friend lost contact with, and then I got back, you know, contact with her. She got involved with someone else, and they were into the whole BDSM thing, and it wasn't legit. There was some, you know, physical damage, none hard damage. Like you shouldn't be going to the hospital, right? If it's done correctly. You know what I mean? Like if you have a good, you know, good experienced dom, you shouldn't be going to the hospital. You shouldn't be hurting. And they should be like, know how to keep it within the scene and not make it part of your life. You know what I mean? Like, nobody should be, go give me a ham sandwich and then punch you in the face if you don't. It's not that type of thing, right? So, that's all I'm going to say with that. I'm going to bed. I think I'm tired. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. I don't know why I'm like this right now. Oh, yeah, so it's an indica. Yeah, I'm elevated. So we're not doing this again, right? So we have to do that on a special time. Maybe somebody's here. Definitely should be a sativa. I think I should have a cup of coffee because I am really ready to go to bed. All right, so I'm going to leave it there, I think. The other show I did on what day was that? On Wednesday. It was like an hour and 14 minutes talking about politics. I suggest you go watch it to find out where I stand. That show was actually, I started talking about that before the big breakup between the two. This country is insane. Insane. So here we go again. I'm going to talk politics. Here we go again with riots in the streets, smoke, everything like that. Why? We didn't have that during the last 4 years with Biden. So here we go again. You know, fighting in the streets. Why? But you know what I mean? My thing is, I'm okay with deporting immigrants that should be deported. Detaining, I already told you I think about detaining if they do it for money. But if you go into somebody's job, take them out for the job, all right, so who's going to do the job? The job is still there. Who's doing the job? Can somebody answer me? Because they're going into people's jobs and locking people up. They're not going down the street, picking up people. They're going to their jobs. So they're working. Does that make any sense? How does that make sense to MAGA? You want the job? You ain't going to do the job. You're not doing the job because y'all ain't working now. If y'all working now, y'all too busy complaining about something. Y'all getting some money. Y'all get more welfare than, why'd I go political? I don't know. I need to get off this. Thank you for watching. We're going to leave it there. If you do BDSM, be intentional. Do your research. Don't just go into it because this is the one place that you can end up really hurt. You can end up hurt really bad. All right? Or you can have the experience of a lifetime. All right? So, yeah.
All right, people. We out. Choose love.
Choose love.
Every time.
Every time.
And things will work out.
Things will always work out.
See you next week.
Peace. See you next week.